Welcome to episode 60 of the Total Hockey Training Podcast. I am your host, Sean Scahan. And before we get into the nuts and bolts of what I'm going to talk about today, just want to remind everyone, or tell everyone what's going on. So we got 2 more weeks left in our off-season strength and conditioning program, and we're transitioning into our strength phase 2. We have 2 weeks of that. Really looking forward to that. We've had some athletes leaving to head back to college, to head back to their pro environments, their junior environments. Just proud of what has transpired this whole summer. And it's gone by fast, and a lot of people are making some unbelievable gains. And I love hearing from parents and even coaches like, hey, this guy looks better or she looks better. What have you been doing with her? Like, that stuff is like, that's what I get out of what I do. I love it. I love it. And I'm looking forward to getting our fall going. We're going to have our fall going in 2 locations, in Ham Lake, obviously, and also Woodbury. And if you want to sign up for that, just go to scahansports.com. There's a link for signups in both locations, and always reach out if you have any questions. Another project I'm doing is I reactivated my school community. And why? Because I've decided that I want to make a community of like-minded individuals who need help or guidance with all areas of hockey development, whether it's obviously strength and conditioning. We will be posting every workout that we do at Scahan Sports on the community, and we'll talk about mindset, nutrition, everything, work ethic, discipline, and what I'm going to talk about today, which is consistency over and over again. And we'll have an awesome community. I will be available for questions. We'll have a forum going. I'm really looking forward to doing that. And it's a lot of fun. So that's going to be available, and the fall's going to be rolling, and going to try to continue knocking out these podcasts. And I have some outstanding guests lined up. I'll probably be hitting them more into the fall as the summer has been crazy. I've been doing more of these solo ones, and I hope you like them. So that being said, I want to get into our next topic. And to me, consistency, it's all comes together. I've talked about discipline on here before, having the right habits. And now I want to talk about consistency. Consistency not only in your training, but also in your life. And if a young player is watching this, to me, consistency is the key. It's applying what I've talked about before. That is discipline, applying discipline, doing the things that you don't necessarily want to do at that moment in time, but you know you need to do to be successful. It's applying discipline and being consistent with your actions and your behaviors. And I always talk about the better professional athletes that I've worked with over the times. They're the ones that are the most consistent. And I'll tell you, players I've worked with in the NHL, for example, whether it be a practice day or a game day, you would always count on players being consistent with their actions. I can always tell you when so and so would come in to see me to get stretched, or so and so would come in to see me to get their RPR done before a game, where so and so would come and warm up before the game with me. Stuff like that. Even in the mornings, you can count on someone getting a coffee at a certain time. These guys were consistent. And I think that's so important. You want to be consistent in your sport, whether it be hockey, football, basketball, baseball. You want to be consistently good. And I think that to be good at your chosen sport or profession, I'm talking about anything. You could be an accountant, you can be a strength and conditioning coach, you could be a physical therapist, whatever your path is, you got to be consistent. And you have to be consistent as a person, a human being, over and over and over again. And that, to me, that's what consistency is. And so if you have a routine that you like to do that makes you feel that you're successful in your sport, keep doing that routine. Don't deviate from that. And also see consistency done on the other side of it. And to me, it's athletes who may be late for a workout, for example. They're consistently the guys that are late for a workout that are the ones sending the text, "Hey, I'm in traffic," or "Hey, I'm running in hot," whatever. And it's like those are the guys that are consistently on the other side. So I look at it like this: it's small things. It's small things, yeah, but maybe being more consistent in waking up a little bit earlier, leaving the house a little bit earlier, so you make sure you're at the workout on time. For example, that can lead to positive consistency. And I'm a big believer in, like, okay, if you're late for a workout over and over again, maybe maybe I'm overplaying it, but maybe you're late on the forecheck, you're late coming back to support your partner. You know, is that overblowing things? Maybe, but I think that if you're consistent in kind of negative things in your life, you could be consistent in negative things in your game. So maybe a little bit overkill, but you understand what I'm saying. It's applying that consistency over and over and over again. Now, for me, for example, like I need to be more consistent with posting these podcasts, and I do the best job that I can. The summer's been a whirlwind, and it's tough to schedule guests, but I need to be more consistent with it, and which is why I said, all right, I'm going to be doing a podcast today. So like things like that, I'm consistent with my wake up time, consistent with my workouts, my walks. And it's, yeah, like consistent with your sleep. And I think when you're consistent with those things, I can become a better strength and conditioning coach to my athletes who come in the facility and every day. So you can apply those things to your life. And like I said, there are inconsistent, I should say, things that can not help you. For example, maybe you sleeping in, or maybe you're not, maybe you're in a bad mood or something has allowed you to be distracted while you're supposed to be performing or working. So like consistently trying to be in the present, understanding the task at hand, applying what you know in the best possible situation. That to me is consistency. And so I just think I wanted to talk about that, as I think we should all be more consistent with our behaviors and have some fun. I'm not saying like just be serious all the time and just be a stiff, but I'm saying like be consistent in who you are as a person, as an athlete, in your preparation, and you will have success. So that's all I got for today. Again, I'm going to be doing more of these. I look forward to having some unreal guests on. I have two in the docket. Like I just have to put them on the calendar and get it done. And hope to see you next time. Please, also, all the information about the school community is in the description below. And if you need to work with me online, let me know. We can get that going. And look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks a lot.